Hey guys, what is up? It is Aaron from Vigilante Motors. Welcome back to the channel. All right, today I'm going to teach you guys how to test your vehicle's coolant, because just looking at it, well, you would think that this is what it should look like, even though this is what it does look like. But just because it looks like this doesn't necessarily mean that it's bad. Now, you can pick up what's called a coolant hydrometer or just a coolant tester. These are under $5 for the most part at your local auto parts store. So they're very easy to use, very cheap to buy, and it's going to tell you whether or not the stuff you're running in your vehicle is going to protect you not only in the summer from the heat, but in the winter from the cold. So let's get right to it. I quickly want to go over the why behind this test, because it is important. Now, coolant acts as a means of transfer for the engine. It warms the engine block when it's cold, and it draws heat away when it's hot. It also has rust inhibiting properties in it. Now, over time, the coolant can become more acidic and it loses its rust inhibiting properties, and that causes corrosion. That corrosion can damage your radiator, your water pump, your thermostat, and other parts of the engine that you just don't want. So if you have 50,000 miles or more on your vehicle and you have never tested your coolant, now's a good time to do so. And I would recommend that you do it every 10,000 mile intervals. First thing you want to do is get familiar with your coolant tester or coolant hydrometer. Now this one has a fill line. It says fluid level right there. Yours might say fill, and you want to make sure you get enough coolant up to that fill line for the test to be accurate. Now the front of this is going to tell us what our freeze point will be in Fahrenheit and in Celsius. If I look at the other side, it's going to tell you what our protection is for heat, for boil over in Celsius and Fahrenheit as well. Many modern vehicles don't have a radiator cap. They only have the reservoir where the fluid is at. It's okay. It doesn't matter where you pull the fluid from, either from the radiator or from the reservoir. It makes no difference. One thing I'll note is to make sure that the vehicle is cool before you do this test, because you don't want to get burnt by hot radiator fluid. To make this a little bit easier for you all to follow along, what I did was I took some coolant out of the radiator and I put it in this cup right here. That way you can follow how I do this test a little bit easier. You want to take your coolant tester, coolant hydrometer, and it's just a siphon. When you squeeze the top here and let go when you're inside the coolant, it's going to draw coolant inside the tester and test it. Remember, you want to go to your fill line. So we're going to squeeze the top and we're going to let the coolant fill up. And we are up to our fill line, just as so. Now, this is the most important part, reading the coolant tester. Right off the bat, I see that we have an issue. Now, this is the arrow you're going to want to read. This is where it's going to tell you where your coolant ranks on this scale. And if you notice, for us on the freeze point, we're just below 0. That's not very good. You really want to be up the top of the scale. -35 or so is where you want to be. We're nowhere near that. If we flip it around, look at the boiling point, it's not much better. We're at the end of the scale, around 257 degrees. We'd like to be up around 275, 285. Again, nowhere near that. What that tells me is that the coolant in this vehicle just isn't very good, and it's going to need to be flushed out, which we're going to do. Another video for another day, teach you guys how to do that. But at least we know now, and that's the most important part. So before this winter comes, we'll do a flush in this vehicle so our coolant tests properly. What I did for comparisons was I took some brand new coolant and I put it in the hydrometer, and you'll be able to see the difference from where we were to where this is reading. Now, if we look at our freeze point on this one with a brand new coolant in it, we're way at the top of the scale, about -40 degrees. And if we flip it around, we'll see the same thing with the boiling point. We're up closer to the 265, 268 mark. Again, this is what good coolant will read. This is what should be in your vehicle. What we pulled from the vehicle did not test well, which means we're going to have to change it out. And that is it. That is how you test the coolant in your vehicle. That is how you use a coolant hydrometer. Very easy, very simple. Anyone can do it. The job will only take you a couple minutes at best. And again, these are under $5 at most stores, but could save you literally thousands of dollars of damage to your vehicle by running bad coolant like this inside of it. Now, if you guys like this video, please hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you like the videos, and if you have any questions on this video or any of the other videos I have on my channel, please comment in the comment section below. I will always happily answer each and every question you send my way. Stay tuned for new videos, including how to flush bad coolant out of your system and put new stuff in. Stay tuned for that as well. As always, guys, I am Aaron. I am Vigilante Motors. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time, y'all. Peace.